Hello, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie States and Naga Munchetti.
So she's known for being a fifth of one of the most iconic pop groups of all time, but now Geri Halliwell Horner, also known as Ginger Spice, is bringing the girl power to our bookshelves.
Doing that for quite a while. 7th book now, isn't it? Morning.
Good morning.
7 books. Did you think you'd have that in you when you were a Spice Girl? Well, you're still a Spice Girl, aren't you, really?
Well, I studied English literature before I was in music, and so I always liked the power of words. So it was something that was always in me. Writing a novel is slightly different, harder, thicker. But, yeah, I always love it, so...
I read, tell me if this is true, because I think you're one of those people who is always trying to better yourself or just find new things out and stretch yourself. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm a very curious person, and I always like learning, so...
So I read that one of your ambitions is to go to Oxford University to study history and English. Is that true?
Do you know what? I wouldn't mind. Actually, I'm going to speak there tomorrow, so that will do for now.
Like a debate or something?
Yeah, they've asked me to go and do a talk.
Do you think you'd be able to study well now?
I think now I've got more discipline, I would say. Before, I didn't have the discipline. But I do love learning, yes.
Where's the writing situation? So where do you literally do your writing? Do you have a perfect scenario?
Sometimes there's a little shed I go to.
I bet it's not a little shed.
Yeah, it is
it?
A shed. Yes. I'm hearing cynicism.
I'm just... when you say shed, I'm thinking, like, warehouse or luxury room.
No, it's a little shed in the garden. I just want the quiet. And the other thing you've got to do is you've got to leave your phone.
Yes.
You've got to leave your phone. It's an absolute creative killer. Have you ever put pen to paper?
No, not really. Not in novel form, which I think is quite a discipline, isn't it? So did you do the thing where you go, right, 5 hours, I don't leave here until... I don't leave the shed.
Yeah, you have to
It's got lights, presumably, and heating and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Stephen King's book. It gives you guidelines of how to, you know, of formats of how to write.
And what was the main one?
One was in darkness, actually. He said, so any stimulation, this would be the worst place to write because it's too bright. But he likes complete darkness, so you're completely immersed.
You've managed to get quite a bit of advice from other authors, haven't you? Kind of like almost happenstance, just like you've come across them. Who was it that you gave a draft copy?
OK, so I gave to 2. One was Jacqueline Wilson.
Yeah, who we've had, big friend of the programme.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah. And the other one was William Boyd. William Boyd, it was like giving Humpty Dumpty to Beethoven. And he said to me, you've got to rewrite it from the first person into the third person and then into the past tense from the present tense. So I had to do the whole thing again.
But you believed him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a maestro.
I know, but it was your book. It was yours.
I know, but I was struggling, you know, and this was like, it was a baptism of fire to write a book like this.
You have children, don't you? Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure what age they are.
Yes,
they're
all ages.
OK, all ages. Do they get to read it early doors? Do you run it past them?
I don't, actually. Actually, my husband's read it, and he said to me, oh, it's much better than I thought it would be. But it's for everyone.
Is that all he said?
No. He said I couldn't stop turning the pages.
But you've written other books. Surely he knows that you're capable of
but he's not a big reader. So he was like, I'll wait till it's published. And
do you think he actually... Did he read it cover to cover?
Yeah, he did. You should get him on and ask him.
OK.
Yeah, he liked it. But it's for everyone. I felt like the world needs a new hero. Someone that will, like, inspire you, find you the courage you never knew you had, Charlie. Actually, in the book, there is one of my favourite characters is called Charlie. And he's like the boy that you just love and depend on. No, I could lean on.
Nice?
Yeah, lean on inspiration.
Nothing like this, Charlie.
Nothing like this. Nothing like this, Charlie.
We should explain. Your husband is a boss of a Formula One team.
Correct.
So he has attention to detail. I mean, that is what that business is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, he'd like this space. He likes clean.
Is that what is that a result of? So
yeah,
the house
they like clean.
Does that work for you?
Is that not you?
I would say I love tidy, but I can be messy. It's fair, yeah.
And you get to go to a lot of racing. I mean, is that something that's now in your blood as well?
Well, I used to go anyway because my father was a second-hand car dealer. So I always liked cars. And so I've always had that interest in me. I was at the race at the weekend in Austin. Yes, that was nice, yeah.
And is there a crossover? Because that's adventure, isn't it? You know, racing is adventure, and your story is an adventure.
Yeah, it's a massive adventure. But if you like history, conservation, it's all in there. If you like the Tudors, it's a modern-day story, but it's about this girl, Rosie Frost. She gets sent to this school, which is built by Queen Elizabeth I in honour of her mother, Anne Boleyn, who was shamed for being smart. So she builds this school on Bloodstone Island. It's like a Jurassic Park. Instead of dinosaurs, it's conservation endangered animals. She goes through these like challenges of the Falcon Queen Games, and Anne Boleyn gives her full rules, OK, to find the courage you never knew you had, which she gave to Queen Elizabeth I. And Queen Elizabeth I used these rules, and she became the greatest. Yeah,
the 4 rules.
Could be.
OK.
And the 4 rules, but you could use these rules if you've ever felt bullied.
What's rule 1?
Have courage, OK? Take the chance you fear the most, which you did. You did when you did that show.
Second rule.
Second rule, united we stand, OK? We need each other, right? Third rule, never give up. Be of service. Be useful, Charlie, right? 4th rule, OK? If you don't like these rules, make up your own. If that Shakespeare, to thine own self be true.
Do you know what? You're very interesting as an interviewee because you've come in making sure you've done your research on us as well.
Well, I think it's polite.
Also pointing your finger quite
And-
a lot, to be honest.
What do you?
That really, I'm so sorry, Charlie.
Do you not like being interviewed?
Do you know, I like communication. I don't mind.
Shall I tell you something funny? Hugh, who's doing the sport today.
Yes.
I asked him around him and I said, Hugh, talk about the Spice Girls for us. Do you know what Hugh told us? Have I got this right? He said that his first journalistic...
A student newspaper, school newspaper.
I think he was a child. They did a poll about who was your favourite Spice Girl then.
Yeah.
You ran away with it.
Did I?
You won.
Oh, my God, Hugh.
He's out there somewhere.
He's out
Hugh,
there.
if you're watching...
Well, he's presenting the sport later.
Hugh.
Here he is, he's waving.
Yeah.
It was his
There he is,
first
he's
dabble
just
in journalism.
outside.
Oh, Hugh, he's there. Hi,
He was writing about who was the best Spice Girl, and you came out number 1.
Ah, Hugh.
Was there competition between you? Did you ever think about things like that?
I think it's like a sister, siblings. You're going to have a little healthy competition, but not really. Do you know what I mean? I think it's that rule, united we stand. Come on, you want your sisters to do well.
Do they message you when you've got a new book out and you're all kind of in touch with each other going, this was great, that was great?
Like Emma, she came to the book launch. I feel so proud of, the others. They've achieved really great stuff in their own right. So, and the same, it goes back,
Would you go into adult fiction? Because you're obviously writing stories for children. Are you tempted to go somewhere else in your writing?
This is YA. So I would say this is kind of middle grade YA, but also adults can read it.
Young
You
adult.
could read
Young adult.
Young adult.
OK.
But actually, whether you're 20, whether you're 70, whether you're Charlie,
But
it's for everyone.
Are you tempted to go into slightly different territory?
I'm sticking with it at the moment. I've got work to do. I'm on book 2. It's a trilogy. So, but maybe when I'm a bit, maybe in another chapter in my life. Well, why don't you have a go?
Do you know, we've got this competition, 500 words. So
yeah,
Charlie doesn't want to do
I
it. So for young children, your words of inspiration for a young person, because 500 words can seem a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you tackle it? You're a child, you think, I'm not a writer, but I want to be.
OK, I mean, I started writing when I was really young. I would say just write about what you know. That's quite a good thing. And just go for it. Like, be honest. The more honest you are, then, then it will connect with your reader. Just have a go without judgment.
Write without fear.
Yeah, exactly. Very good.
Geri, it's been lovely talking to you.
So nice to see you both.
Nice chat.
Can I say, Charlie, you're a lucky man to have this lady sitting next to you.
I tell him every day.
Well, you can say that the other way around as well, if you like.
And likewise, absolutely.
She didn't
It's said with a
mean
bit
that
less
as
feeling,
much.
to be honest. But say hello to Hugh on the way out.
I will say hello to you, and thank you so much for having me.
And say hello to Fran. Knew you were coming in, our floor manager.
I saw her.
I know, yeah, she got the...
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, very good. Ginger spice cut. Rosie Frost and the Falcon Queen by Geri is out now.